La propagande, je sais trop quoi qu'il y avait dans l'hôtel là.
Using the promise of transcendence to lure profit seekers. Shameful.
Ok. Ça annonce déjà la couleur, ouais. Gourou, ouais, moi je pense que je suis pas mal dans le terme.
Timeline
Ah,
discrepancy detected nearby.
Shooting a productivity guru is terrible for your humors.
Analysis suggests this to be a variety of herbs. Herbs have been uniformly treated with a pungent chemical mix. Warning: ingesting, smoking, or inserting non-corporation sanctioned substances into your ears may be harmful to your health.
oui.
Side effects from extended exposure include dizziness, nausea, and unconsciousness. Additional likelihood of organ shutdown and or death. Prior analysis suggests these herbs reach peak effectiveness when users burn them
Oui,
and
bah, c'est pour
inhale the
te shooter, quoi.
resulting smoke. Whether or not this increased effectiveness is good for an afflicted individual has yet to be determined.
Goûter l'herbe. Ouais, non, mais, oh. Donc, du coup.
Fruitful and productive welcome, brother. I had a feeling you would visit me. I offer a wide variety of productivity seminars. I hope you'll consider taking one. Ah, but I should remember my manners. To what do I owe the pleasure of the Special Inspector's arrival?
Est-ce que vous endoctrinez les gens? Bah, c'est ça, oui.
We indoctrinate people in the back. Oh, wait. That was a jibe, wasn't it? With that said, I'd love to involve you in one of my productivity seminars. We should clear you of all those nasty, nasty humors hampering your potential. Absolutely not. Any statements by Miss Helen about us were blown out of proportion and altered by the media. In fact, she quite
Elle est
recently...
morte.
Ah, excuse me. I seem to be remembering something that never happened. Whatever the
Je
case,
se rappelais d'un événement
I'm
qui s'est jamais
sure her
produit.
speech
Quoi?
about us was all a
Dis-moi tout.
misunderstanding. We offer a wide variety of
fallait dire ça.
seminars for all your corporate needs. Employees not working hard enough? Employees
Les
dying
employés
too
meurent trop
often?
souvent.
It's most likely your managerial humors. And of course, seminars for balancing the energies of your business offices. Interior decorating is much more important for success than many would
Tu vas vendre des
believe.
tableaux hors de prix ou quoi?
If any of this sounds at all interesting to you, might I interest you in the first 82 words of our most popular seminar's
95 premiers
introduction?
mots. Quoi?
Free of charge.
Non.
Boring? Well, yes, I imagine the entirety of someone else's livelihood may not be wholly interesting. May I offer you assistance elsewise? Oh? I'm surprised. I wouldn't think the two of us would have much to discuss about her. We may have had some terse interactions before her death, which I most certainly regret. But beyond those, well, never mind. What would you care to know?
Tout.
I wouldn't necessarily say that. The media tends to exaggerate. I will admit that her remarks about my seminars were rather unfortunate. However, I certainly wouldn't sharpen any sabers over
Déterrer
it,
la
if that's what
jolière
you
parce
mean
qu'il y avait
to
déjà un plan.
imply. I only do that when my clients skimp on their bills. I did not. She had no interest in my seminars, and I had no interest in attempting to
Et
convert a
convertir.
stubborn actress.
Elle se dit directement qu'elle est gourou, quoi.
Why would I have had any cause to engage with her further? Why, I've been at the Wilderness Exploitation Reserve for quite some time now,
Oui, bah je pense pas qu'ils
as
sont de
my
confiance, ces
disciples can
disciples.
attest. In fact, I haven't visited the colonials since I arrived several weeks ago. Bad energies, you understand. I hope you now realize that I had nothing to do with Helen's demise.
Enquêter sur la Libye, là. Bah... Vous avez des herbes
I'm
intéressantes?
pleased that you noticed.
Qu'est-ce qu'il va encore dire, mon
Excellent
perso?
eye, brother. The compound they're treated with is my own invention, designed to unlock an individual's true productive potential when
Libérer les
burned.
véritables potentiels.
I can't say any more. Trade secrets, you know. None of my clients have ever complained, so I'm sure they're perfectly safe. Is there anything else?
Oh, je t'ai vexé. Bref. Ouais, elle va confirmer son alibi avec des membres de sa secte. Ça va pas être simple. J'en interroge combien? 2? Ah! Par contre, un ordinateur, ça parle plus. Déjà? J'ai parlé à mes agents, d'après eux, mes propos sur vos séminaires, sur le fait de ne pas y participer. Vous ont fait perdre 30% de vos revenus des 3 prochains mois et des pertes supplémentaires. Quand je dis que ce qui ne m'intéresse pas, je n'avais pas réalisé que ça affecterait tout votre activité. C'est le prix de la célébrité. C'est qui lui a envoyé ça? Ou Bellamy, je sais pas qui c'est. Les gens sont un peu plus attentifs à tout ce qu'on raconte. Il vous reste une place, j'aimerais pouvoir assister à une de vos sessions. Aujourd'hui, en guise d'excuse. Bah j'imagine que c'était le jour du meurtre. Donc il faut que j'aille voir ce route Bellamy. Journal. T'as même pas de position? Enquêter. Ok. J'imagine que c'est la seule personne que je peux parler. Bonjour.
Hello, welcome to the Prophet of Profitability's Private Prosperity Retreat. Stay positive, and soon all your humors will be
Vous êtes
balanced.
déjà chiant.
At least that's what I keep telling myself.
Ah, ok.
Anyway, I'm Aaliyah Mason. I work as the Prophet's right-hand woman. What can I do for
Ah oui,
you?
d'accord, t'es même pas convaincu toi-même.
If you felt imbalanced and unproductive, linger in your malaise no longer. We have all the amenities and practices for calming the ill humors strangling your potential. Sit for hours in our sweat house and sweat them out. Or stand amidst burning coals and feel your productive inhibitions burn away. And remember, think positive. Positivity equals productivity equals profitability.
Ok.
Oh, terribly sorry if I gave you that impression. I had a cramp. It's better now. I mean, it might be nice if I had a little inclination of whether the Prophet appreciated all the cooking and cleaning and hours of meditation I do on a daily basis. But whatever she thinks isn't for me to question. I'll do my best to be more chipper. Oh my. Yes, this is important enough for me to delay my bi-hourly self-flagellation. Ask away.
Ok. Ok. La...
Yes, the circumstances there are quite unfortunate. For a time, the Prophet was completely despondent. Even the hot coal walks weren't buoying her spirits as they usually do. However, we recently had a high-profile visitor whose presence seemed to alleviate whatever the Prophet's fears were.
Et ce visiteur important?
I'm actually not entirely certain. It was a surreptitious visit that stood out because it was surreptitious. Whoever it was must have paid the Prophet quite a lot to keep things quiet. At least that's the only reason I can think of for intentionally keeping things so hush-hush. Well, by and large, no. But something rather odd did happen
C'est-à-dire?
regarding the Prophet recently. A few hours after our high-profile visitor arrived a couple of days ago, the Prophet asked me to take over sessions for the remainder of the day. At first, I was excited. Thought it was my chance to show her what I could do in charge. But then I saw that she was deeply worried about something. No one saw her until the next day. I was here at the retreat in the company of the other disciples and clients. I rarely have more than a few minutes of alone time. Which is fine, of course. I do what I do in the service of the Prophet, who will, I'm sure, reward me for my sacrifice. Eventually.
Non. Un goût reste un goût.
Certainly. Of course, I've been studying under her for years. I know each of her techniques more or less by heart, and even have some variations of my own, such as the quintuple daily stomach
Les
purges.
quintuples purges des... Oh, quoi?
She's promised me that I'd be allowed to open my own branch of the retreat someday soon. Of course, I've been waiting on someday soon for coming up on 4 years now.
Non, ça...
I'm sure it's
miroiter un espoir pour qu'il
gonna happen
te
anytime
fait
now.
rester. Enfin bref.
I know. There's...
Ok. Merde, j'ai passé en croyant que c'était la fin de la discussion, mais non. Elle me parle d'un corps.
I think so. Had the right size and shape. I could have, but I generally don't have the time or energy to leave the reserve to contact anyone. Plus, there's always the possibility that I'm mistaken. The Prophet hasn't been herself lately. But if I misinterpreted the situation and reported her improperly, I'd ruin my chances for...
Bon, sûr que si. Tu peux te démerder. Et donc du coup, il me dit, journal, chercher le corps. A-t-il vu en traînant ce qui pourrait être un corps humain hors du refuge? Ok, non mais oui, bien sûr. Hop, on va mettre la cam. Normal, tout va bien.
Nicely done.
Plutôt bien armé ce refuge quand même. Ok, c'est pas un passage ici.
Impressive, as always.
Ok. Ça peut toujours servir. Même si j'en ai une pelletée. Ouais. Oh! Merde, c'est pas de la merde. Ok, les personnes qui se sont fait contaminer par la petite bestiole. Qui se fout ici.
I just want to be your friend.
Code d'accès, Cavi. Non, Cavi 1400. Non, 14 620, j'imagine que je dois le retenir. Enfin, que le jeu va retenir pour moi. Je sais pas à quoi ça peut me servir.
Good, we're in.
Et l'ascenseur, ça remonter ou descendre? Bon, si je commente, ça n'a pas grand intérêt. J'ai descendu autant d'étages? Ah, je suis plus dans le bâtiment là. Je vais sauvegarder. Je vais me prendre un boss dans la gueule. Non. Bonjour. Ok. Où là sur la carte? C'était clairement pas prévu de débarquer là-dedans. Aïe. C'est ce truc. Méga haute. Ah oui, ils sont, eux aussi ils sont corrompus. Ah d'accord. Si même la faune se fait corrompre. Il voit le monde. J'ai entendu. Ouais, c'est le côté.
Have your back, Captain.
Ouais, voilà. Bon, il prend des dégâts, il est pas mort.
Your life was merely an illusion anyway.
Aïe. C'est beaucoup de vie par contre. Ah. Ah, mais c'est derrière moi. Oh putain. Pourquoi je peux pas courir? Ils m'ont baisé les jambes, hein. Ah non, ok, le combat s'est quitté. Pourquoi je peux pas courir? Ah, j'ai une jambe brisée. Ça se répare? C'est bon. Ok. Du coup, j'ai utilisé les bestioles là? C'est une? C'est la grosse qui fait chier. Ah si, 2, 3 là. Méga haute qualité. Méga haute qualité, il y en a 2. Allez. Je sais plus que j'avais donné. Ah, j'ai déjà shooté. Ah putain, ah je prends pas cher. Et je me trompe de touche pour me soigner. C'est bien avec ce truc en fait. Ouais, en tout cas, heureusement que tu stun. C'était pas glorieux. Bref. Je sais même pas où je vais. Ah oui, d'accord, je suis dans un cul-de-sac en plus, mais c'est... Mais c'est complètement con. Mais vous êtes complètement con. Ma parole. Ah. La suite est ici. On va sauvegarder.
Have your backpack.
To dreads, you say?
Here's a little trick I learned in prison. Just that good.
Ok. Ça me permet de sortir tout ça? Ok. C'est une grotte. Je vais pas m'attendre à une porte pour sortir. Et je me retrouve donc... journal, qu'est-ce qu'il veut? Chercher le corps, ok. Voyage rapide, impossible. Oh là là, pas ce bestiole là en plus.
Incoming!
C'est une catastrophe ces bestioles là.
Covering you!
Never anger a man of the cloth.
Oh la vache. Pas un arbre. Oh non, putain, je suis bloqué sur un arbre. Mais je vais jamais pouvoir battre ces bestioles, c'est toujours une catastrophe. En charge. Toi t'as pété non plus. L'autre ça reste FK, c'est ça moi. Ils sont sacrés les défenses en fait. Merci à 4. Ok. Vraiment les hommes de merde. Il me reste quoi? 287 soins? Bon ça va. Heureusement que j'ai les soins considérés comme une unité. Et balles aussi d'ailleurs. Allez, tout ce qu'on arrive. Je me suis tiré sur toi. Ah voilà, de toute façon. C'est une sacrée usine la machine. Oh non putain il y en a partout. Sérieux.
Here we go.
Ouais, j'ai peut-être pensé à la recharger avant quand même. Je vais pas rentrer maintenant.
Here's a little trick I learned
Ils
in
vont mourir
prison.
enflammés. Bon, largement plus de dégâts que moi.
Everyone all right?
J'ai tout misé sur les coéquipiers. C'est pas un bruit normal ça. Ok, j'imagine qu'il faut que j'utilise
Timeline discrepancy.
c'est ça. Les empreintes plus ou moins récentes se détachent parmi les feuilles mortes et les traces de passage d'animaux.
Identifying human footprints leading out into the wilderness. It is unusual for productivity disciples to wander more than a few feet from the... Scanning. No. No traces of aether dust, blood, or dimethyl sulfoxide found. Judging by footprint depressions and shoe size, these prints were either made by the Prophet of Profitability or Adjutant Sophia Akande. Error. Recalibrating. These footprints were made by the Prophet of Profitability.
Ok. J'imagine que je vais suivre un chemin. Ah non, tu me donnes directement là où c'est. Encore plus simple. Oh putain.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Ok, vous gagnez. Ah non, mais il est mort.
Your life was merely an illusion anyway.
C'est trop.
Libations on me, folks.
Ah, faut que je creuse.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Ah d'accord. Je me dis pourquoi il me demande d'appuyer sur I. J'ai toujours sur moi.
Judging by the shape of this indentation in the dirt, a person of medium height and build laid here for a number of hours. Scanning for other details. Only additional signs of disturbance are a few marks in the dirt.
Faire face, ok. C'est moi ou la personne dont c'est passé s'est relevée. Un cadavre, ça part pas faire un tour. Oui, c'est intelligence, ouais.
Agreed. Likely theory. Individual injured was unconscious, not dead, and walked away after awakening.
Savoir qui c'est après. Ça complique les choses. Bon bah faut que je retourne voir la prophétesse.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Detected additional tracks belonging
Ah, c'est juste pour me dire les pas.
of
Ok.
profitability.
Faut qu'à l'intérieur.
Timeline discrepancy additional tracks belonging to the
Ah,
prophet of
il y a les voix qui se
profitability.
superposent. Pourquoi vous avez transporté un corps dehors d'un non mort parce que du coup il s'est levé. Pas de chance.
Welcome back, brother.
Mon frère, non, je crois pas.
I'm delighted to extend my desire to aid you, brother. How might I assist? Who said that? I'll be sure to give them a special seminar on not needlessly implicating the person who puts food on their table. It was a bundle of clothing, brother. Even productivity geniuses need to do laundry from time to time. Perhaps it wasn't clothes, after all. I had a visitor, yes, but as it turned out, some of my productivity techniques were too much for them. I had to drag them out by hand. But their peers came and collected them shortly thereafter. I'm sure whichever attendee it was
c'est rassurant.
is perfectly safe now. Yes, that's correct. She made it clear that my seminars were of no interest to her. Well, I suppose that does complicate things. Whatever the case, I didn't care to mention Helen's change in decision because she never showed up. I don't see how it matters.
Elle ment tout le temps.
Oh, really? What did you find there? What did I dump? Clever work, Inspector. It seems even I can't slide my way out of the trap you've so intricately weaved.
Hein?
I admit it. I killed Helen. By mistake. Helen changed her mind and wanted to attend one of my sessions. I, knowing the importance of the seminar, desired to truly galvanize her, though not to stop her heart. So when it came time, I chose to double Helen's dosage of productivity-enhancing herbs. I left her to meditate, and when I returned, she was dead. After that, I entered a less than coherent state.
Elle est pas morte par un
One
poison?
of my disciples, it seems, witnessed me as I dragged Helen's body out into the wilderness.
Attends. Ah ouais, mais on a eu des trucs avec les seringues.
I'm no medical professional, but that
Mais,
certainly
okay.
seemed the case. Usually my customers at least rise
Remue et
or
bafouille
mumble
encore,
after a
ok.
session. My productivity-enhancing herbs typically do induce sluggishness, but I suppose they must have been enough to do her in if her constitution was truly that weak. What? Is this some kind of joke? You're an inspector. It's your job to arrest me, isn't it? I don't believe you. I think this is all a trick. You're trying to catch me in a lie. Get me to reveal my productivity secrets. No. Someone must have moved it after I killed her. One of my business rivals, waiting for me to fall into a false sense of security so they can strike. No. You can't trick me. I finally discovered what's happening. You've been paid off. Someone else learned that I killed Helen and is going to use that information to blackmail me. You think I'm going to let this injustice happen? Ha! Tell the constable that I killed Helen. It's 1,000 times less miserable than whatever my enemies have planned.
Faut que je la foute vraiment en prison dans tous les cas?
Yes. One step ahead as always, shadowy corporate figures.
Ouais, mais elle est complètement
You'll
folle!
never get my secrets.
Enfin, c'est pas nouveau, mais... Ok, n'importe quoi.
She said I must burn.
Ok. Ok, bon bah je vais faire mon rapport. Hein. Tac, suite de luxe, yes.
Inspector. Ms. Leyva earned that title, but not for the reasons you'd expect. The profit business has been profitable for the hotel. Not so much for Ms. Leyva's followers. So, tell me, what did you find?
Qu'elle est folle.
She wants to be arrested. That's not the kind of behavior I expect from a suspect. Perhaps she's carrying a guilty conscience. Does the Prophet strike you as a reasonable candidate for Helen's murderer? I'll bear that in mind. Thank you for the update, Inspector. I'll include everything you've told me in my official report.
Ok.